And as we speak, away on the far side of the field, David Chang Leng, who is tonight's referee, comes out onto the field, and he's followed by the Barbarians, led by ex-Herioter and now a London Welsh player, Gordon Ross. Gordon Ross leads out the BaaBaas in their familiar white and black hooped jerseys, and Heriot's in a white change strip, no doubt a celebratory jersey for this great occasion, led out by their captain for this evening, number 2, you may just see him off to the left of picture, Stuart Mustard, who, as I say, has been 17 years, he was telling me, with the Heriot's club, which is some record. So we can expect kind of elastic interpretation of the rugby loss tonight, Gary, I would say, if David Chang Leng's in charge.
Well, hopefully he'll let things flow, and it'll be entertaining for everybody that's turned up tonight. There's a big crowd here, as you can see, and beautiful sunshine, so here we go.
So once again, a welcome to all of you who are listening to this Scottish Rugby television production. We're live at Goldenacre in Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh against the Barbarians, and the BaaBaas get the kickoff, and it's taken right away almost by Nathan Burrell, Edinburgh's loose head prop, but that's a very good ruck there by the Barbarians. Hart, along the line it goes. Here's the big hooker for the BaaBaas, Mike Mayhew, a London Irish player. Typical Barbarian rugby, half break by Aled Thomas, the Welshman. All in the Heriot's half at the moment. Now I have to tell you, and nobody else will know except you folks who are listening wherever you may be, the Barbarians had a kind of late night last night in traditional Barbarian style, so they may tire just a little bit towards the end of the second half. Also traditional Barbarian style. Here they come, look at this, this is the big lad, Sareli Nakalevuka. Great running, out it goes along the line, just over the hands of Josh Adams there. The young Welsh under-20s cap, plays his rugby for Scarlets. There's the quick throw in, no time to breathe. Gary, what do you make of it so far?
Well, it's fast and furious, Bill. Really good pace set by the Barbarians, but good on Heriot's coming back here and showing endeavour from the first time they've had possession as well.
Here's James Pritchard, the Canadian cap, 59 times he's played for Canada. Gordon Ross now. Gordon's playing for London Welsh. There's the wee stabbing sidestep, glorious by Aled Thomas. Look at this. This is going to be a great score. It's number 14, Chrysander Botha, the Namibian wing, who goes in for the opening score. They have played 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the BaaBaas are in the lead, 5 points to 0.
It's an old saying, Bill, I know, but good players make things look very easy, and just the slickness of the BaaBaas interpassing there was excellent, and managed to cut them wide open.
So a minute and a half, and if it's like this, we're going to run out of biro pens and paper to keep this score sheet of mine going tonight. Here's, I think it's James Pritchard who's going to take this conversion attempt, and as all those of you who are watching this transmission from Goldenacre can see, it really is the most glorious evening here. There's a sizable crowd has gathered. It's just after 6 o'clock in Edinburgh, and here's Pritchard with a conversion attempt, easy as you like. Another couple of points for the BaaBaas. Over it goes, 7-0. Pritchard adds the conversion. That was pretty straightforward, Gary.
Yeah, as I say, Bill, it was just slick play. Just knew where the space was, found each other very well, which isn't often easy to do when you're a scratch side coming together for the first time. And you know, it's encouraging for the BaaBaas, but hopefully Heriots will get stuck into them now.
Graham Wilson with a high drop out for Heriots. Away up the far touchline goes big Scott McLeod, and Kieran Lowe with him. Crowd in the stand there, you may just see them behind Stuart Mustard, who's going to throw in for Heriots. Have had lunch, and no doubt they've had afternoon tea and afternoon drinks as well, and they'll be sitting there just thoroughly enjoying the warmth of this gorgeous spring evening. Back it comes on the Heriot side. Stuart Edwards under a bit of pressure there. BaaBaas up very quickly. Sean Lenine and John DL are the Barbarians coach, and they've got one or two wee special moves up their sleeves. Pritchard, lovely feed out. Here it comes. This is Josh Adams again. This youngster is only 20. Nice play there by Grayson Hart. Chris Morgan takes it up for the BaaBaas. Here goes Hart again, well tackled there by Borrell. Nathan Borrell, loose head prop for Heriots, and David Chang Leng pings, as they say nowadays, pings the BaaBaas for holding on after the tackle.
Yeah, all credit to Heriot there. It's a breakdown, and they got themselves into a position where they were able to hold the ball up, and BaaBaas have been penalised for not releasing, which was excellent work from the Heriot's forwards.
That's a lovely kick there by young Stuart Edwards, Scottish club player of course this year, former Stirling County lad. And because it was a penalty, Heriots have the throw in. Here's Stuart Mustard again. Up go the jumpers, that's right over the tail, taken there by Hart. Oh, lovely midfield to Thomas. Thomas to Nakalevuki. Here comes the winger, Adams again. Gets it well away. Oops, and I think that was offside there by Grayson Hart. Sometimes the referees, if a man picks it up in the offside position, it gives the offside. But David Chang Leng giving the knock on. Scrum down, Heriot's ball.
Again, Bill, just one small mistake from the Heriot side at the set piece, the line out there, and the BaaBaas are onto it immediately and exploit it, as fast as they possibly can.
Heriot's second row in the scrummage, you can maybe just see them there behind Jamie Ritchie. It's Russell Nimmo on this side, number 4, and away on the far side of the second row, big Jamie Syme. And the Heriot's tight head prop on this side is a big 19-stoner, Struan Sesford. He's down from Aberdeen Rugby, playing his rugby here in Edinburgh now. Better Heriot scrum, or was it? No, it's been against the head. Here comes Nakalevuki. That was a kind of wild pass. Pritchard does well to pick it up. Chance here for Heriot just to turn the tide. Here's Jason Hill. Right in front of that busy grandstand. Oh, that's a nice pass there. That's a lovely pass by Edwards. Here come Heriots. Now Heriots are well known for open rugby. Learmonth again, lovely ball out. It comes to Simpson. Gowdy can't catch it on this side. That's Colin Gowdy, number 11, taken on by Mustard. Heriots want a quick ball, they've got it. Edwards looking for runners. Whoops, almost an interception. That was a thumping tackle there on Russell Nimmo. Away on the far side, Harry Boisseau. One try so far, and it's Heriots 0, the Barbarians 7. The try by Chrysander Botha, the Namibian right winger, converted by Pritchard. Gordon Ross, lovely wee pass. Here comes Thomas again with that flickering sidestep. He's played sevens for Wales, has Aled Thomas, number 12. Heriots have got it now though. Away comes the big lad, Jamie Ritchie. Mustard again, woof. Right into Grayson Hart. Nice ball along the line, beautifully taken. Edwards again. Chance here for Heriot. Oh, that's a lovely pick-up. That was Charlie Simpson there. Can he get the feed in? Oh, Boisseau just unable to pick it up. Referee says, what does he say? Knocked on Heriot, scrum down. Gary, that's the best chance Heriots have had so far.
Yes, it is, Bill, indeed. I think it was a great change of tactics there. They saw the BaaBaas flying up on them very quickly in the middle of the field, and we just decided to put a little ball behind them, which isn't a bad tactic, given the fact that they're, got to break down the defence.
So, scrummage about to form on the far side, just in front of the club rooms there. But as I was saying earlier on, the Heriots supporters and sponsors have wined and dined. Played 8.5 minutes now. That's up the far side. Oh, and away comes this laddie Botha again. What a lovely inside pass. This is great Barbarian rugby. Look at this. Floating it out through the legs there. Here comes Pritchard. He's got Thomas on his inside. Chased there, and oh, lovely pick up by Josh. That was Josh Adams actually. Hart again to Pritchard. New Zealander working well with Canadian there. Scottish New Zealander, I have to be careful. Not a bad move by the BaaBaas, Gary.
Bill, that all started from a scrummage inside the BaaBaas 22, and it's so refreshing to see players using the scrummage as just purely a means to restart the game rather than trying to use it for some tactical area to gain a penalty.
So as you can see, beautiful sunny conditions on this late April evening out at Goldenacre here in Edinburgh. For the time, for those of you who are watching in different points of the globe, is just after 6:10 on Tuesday evening, 21st of April.
Bill, just for the viewers' information as well, they'll wonder why the Barbarians players have different colours of socks on. It's a tradition of the BaaBaas that they use their club stockings, their club socks.
Absolutely true. Here's number 6 for the BaaBaas. This is Chris Morgan, the lad who plays his rugby at Cornish Pirates. Oh, Heriot have won the turnover. Great one. And look, that's very, very adventurous. But is it a try or a penalty? I think it's a try. It's a try for the Barbarians. And it's that big fella, I think it is, Bota again, the winger, yes it is, who's got his second try off a kind of ambitious pass by Heriot's there in defence.
I think overly so. Still have to, it's a game of rugby and you can enter it too much, and I think Heriot got a bit carried away there and unfortunately have paid the price.
There's the referee just off to the right of the kicker there, getting a wee drink of water as well, because it is warm here tonight. We're absolutely baking in this commentary box, even with the breeze sort of gently blowing in. Now, I think this is Aled Thomas. Yes, it is. The 30-year-old plays his rugby for Gloucester, but he's leaving Gloucester to go back to the Scarlets, which was originally where he came from. Here he is with a conversion attempt. That's a nice kick. Watch the flags. Up they go. Another couple of points. So Heriot's on the receiving end at this early stage. 11.5 minutes into the first half, and it's Heriot's 0, the BaaBaas 14.
And I think Heriot's have to be encouraged in the fact that on 2 or 3 occasions when they have had possession, they've managed to break the Barbarians' first line of defence, and they just have to stick with the task and continue in that vein, and hopefully they'll be able to get over the whitewash as soon as possible. Yep.
There's Graham Wilson with the restart dropout, just overdoing it a little bit, and that one went straight into touch, so back they come for the scrummage on halfway. That BaaBaas front row on this side, number 1 with the shaved head, is Aston Crowell from Blackheath Rugby, and in the middle of the front row, Mike Mayhew, the hooker from London Irish, born in New Zealand but plays his rugby for London Irish. And away on the far side with a sweatband, you could just possibly see him, Bruce Douglas, 35 years of age, 43 Scottish caps, used to play at Heriot's, now he's with Cardiff, and enjoying this romp in Goldenacre. Here's another one, Gordon Ross. Oh, Thomas took his eye off it, chance here. Away go Heriot's. This is Max Learmonth. Learmonth's going to get Heriot's first score of the evening. Great breakaway try there by Max Learmonth, and that has brought the Goldenacre crowd some cheer, because for a wee while the home side was looking on the receiving end. Learmonth with a try.
An opportunist try there.
So just 13 minutes played now, Gary, and that was a wee bit opportunism, really, wasn't it, by Max Learmonth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Heriot's, as often happens in the game, they had made one mistake to give away the try, then unfortunately they didn't make 10 yards with the restart kick, which gave the Barbarians possession again in the middle of the field. And then it was the BaaBaas who made the mistake, dropped the pass there, and guided very well and run the line.
Here's Graham Wilson with a conversion. He's put over a good few this season. Oh, that's a lovely kick. He steered that over absolutely beautifully. And so it's now Heriot 7, Barbarians 14. That will bring some cheer to the Heriot's team and to their support. There's Gordon Ross, who was a great favourite here at Goldenacre a number of years back, getting the game underway. Well taken by the big Heriot's locks. Russell Nimmo's one of them. Jamie Syme is the other. Wilson along the line to Stuart Edwards. Edwards is the standoff. And then the quick switch. Edwards has to chop and change. Luke is under a bit of pressure there, and the big lad Scott McLeod's got a hold of him. Hoyken Heriot's again. History all over again.
Tradition.
McLeod would love that. Taken up by Jack McLean for Heriot's, number 7. This is good rugby. That was a kind of dipping pass there for Liam Steele. Here's Liam Steele now, looking for runners on the outside. Into touch he goes. Colin Gowdy. Yeah, I think the touch judge on this side, who's Digby Thomas, a former Heriot's man himself, is indicating that it's going to be the Barbarians to throw in. And up comes big Mike Mayhew, wearing the green socks of London Irish. Great stuff along the line. Look at them go. Nice passing there. Matt Hankin was in the line. And then out to this flying machine in the far side. Bota. Nobody can get near this guy. He is a class act. That's his 3rd score of the evening. Heriot 7, BaaBaas 19. I dare say Sean Lenine and John DL, the BaaBaas coaches, will be purring with contentment at the moment.
I think they'll be very content, Bill, but it was very simple. Just quick throw into the middle of the line out off the top ball, which is always the fast ball for the backs to use. Slick passing, a couple of interactions in the back line, and made the space for the flying machine on the outside, and it was running a simple try, but it still has to be scored, you know.
Well, all of you who are watching this transmission from Goldenacre, wherever you may be in the world, welcome, and we hope you're enjoying the Rugby On show tonight. We've had 4 tries in the first 15 minutes, 3 of them by the Barbarians, all of them by this lad Chrysander Bota, of the Namibian international winger, way in the far side. And here is, I think it's James Pritchard of Canada, and his kick goes just off target, and so it remains Heriot 7, Barbarians 19. Max Learmonth got the Heriot score, and Graham Wilson converted. A beautiful kick from this near touchline. Remember, Heriots have got another big game at the weekend when they play Melrose in the Premiership final here at Goldenacre. A 3 o'clock kickoff for that game, and we'll be covering that one as well, hoping the conditions are as clement as they are today. Several jumpers, and it went right through their hands, Gary. They're in the shade, so the sun shouldn't be bothering them just as much as it's affecting you and me in the commentary box.
No, I just think maybe a bit lack of communication there, Bill, but it's given Heriots opportunity to have possession again, and hopefully their scrum will hold up, and we'll see what their back division can do.
Heriots may have to play a waiting game here and see if some of these fellas tire a wee bit, but it might happen that way. But there are some very, very good players on that Barbarian side, and fit guys, and one of them is alongside Graham Wilson, and that's Grayson Hart, the Edinburgh scrum half, who will be going along the M8 to join Glasgow next season. There he is in the tackle, right in the centre of picture. Here's Graham Wilson, taken on by Russell Nimmo. Wilson again. That's a change of tactic. Over the top into the space there. Back goes Pritchard. 59 caps for Canada. Gordon Ross with that trademark wee stuttering sidestep. The offload there by Sorelli Nakalavuki, and in goes Colin Gowdy. That was a great pass by the BaaBaas to the Heriot's winger. Gowdy needed no second invitation. It's Heriot's 12, Barbarians 19, and Colin Gowdy gets the score.
Yes, Bill, and a similar vein to the previous Heriot's try, which was the Barbarians trying to break out from deep in their own half and making a slight mistake, and giving the possession to the Heriots. player who romped home. Well done.
It just went wrong for him, didn't it? The big Fijian, Sireli Nakelevuki, who's played 8 times for Fiji, tried to unload underhand, one-handed. He did, but it went to the wrong team.
Indeed. And, you can try too hard to
I
make
bet you've
things
never
happen.
done that.
Never.
Never.
I was never out in the wide spaces as much as that, Bill. But no. Here's the conversion.
Here's Graham Wilson with a kick. Just sliding past the post. The scoreboard at the far end of the ground off to our right says Heriot's 12, Barbarians 19. And I think that scoreboard could be quite busy because we've only played, well, almost 20 minutes of the first half. And yet we have had 5 tries. 3 for the BaaBaas, 2 for Heriot. That's Kieran Lowe, London Irish and Scotland, gathering the ball from the kickoff. Gives it to big Jason Hill. Bit of camaraderie out there as well. Gary, you played for the BaaBaas. I mean, what's it like? Is it sort of the evil eye to the opposition, or is there a bit of chat?
No, not at all. It's a great traditional club to play for, invitational side, and it's just a great honour. And all the boys know what's expected of them when they play for the Barbarians, and the way they play and undertake the game of rugby. You're
looking right up the tunnel of that Heriot scrum, which is now in reverse. Here goes Graham Wilson along the line. Learmonth again. Gowdy trying to slip through the gap there between 2 of the BaaBaas players. This is more like it. Here goes Jason Hill on the outside. And the ball just being knocked from his hand. And so Jason Hill, you remember his winning try against the Irish club side earlier this year? Maybe one or two of you watching this broadcast saw that on YouTube. Jason Hill with a great gallop and saved the game for the Scots.
But again, Bill, a scrimmage in the middle of the park, no collapse scrimmages, no penalties, get the ball in, moving, and everybody's playing and everybody's enjoying the game of rugby.
That's it, and I mean they're just using these set pieces as restarts rather than as great contests in their own right, aren't they? A wee backhander by Grayson Hart. Here goes Scott McLeod up the touchline. McLeod, 36 years young. I was asking him before this game started if he'd managed to get over Hoyk being beaten by Boroughmuir in the BT Cup final at Murrayfield on Saturday, and he just winced and said, oh dear, no. Here goes to young Adams losing the ball. Chance here, that was Charlie Simpson. Here's Gowdy. Nice stuff, Liam Steele now. Heriot's beginning to play their traditional running and passing game, and just 1 or 2 little errors creeping in which kind of break the rhythm and the momentum of that particular movement, but the game itself has been open and flowing.
Bill, I watched Heriot's versus Gala in November of this year in the Premier Division, and it was one of the best performances I've seen from a club rugby side for a long time. They were ultra efficient, very slick passing, similar to what the Barbarians have done to them on 2 or 3 occasions. So they're even showing here that despite the daunting task of playing against such skillful and physical players, they're prepared to have a go, and they're showing their skill level themselves.
Right on halfway, that's the halfway line. That's the BaaBaas shove, and that is a lovely pick up there by Chris Morgan. Here goes Grayson Hart off the left hand out to Nakelevuki. Oh, that was a head down, horns out effort. There was no subtlety about that one. That was very Fijian. Here's Scott McLeod taking it on. Back it comes, Gordon Ross. He's got runners, Pritchard. Nice stuff there from Thomas, I think it was, who came in. Over the top by Graham Wilson. Gordon Ross waits, he's on his own. Oh, where are you going, Gordon? Here we are. Help at hand from Thomas, Alan Thomas. Here's Nakelevuki again. Look at this big guy, strong as a horse. He's 17 stones, 11 pounds.
You don't have men like him down at Riverside and the Borders, Bill, that's for sure.
Nah. Holding on, penalty kick. There have been many penalties. There's Stuart Mustard, captain for tonight. Nice lead away there by Jamie Syme. Great play, here goes Wilson again. Syme a second time. Heriot's beginning to make a wee bit inroad into the visitors' half. It's big Struan Cessford picks up and goes. This is Jamie Ritchie, half blocked and taken out there by number 7 for the BaaBaas, Matt Hankin. Here he comes, here's Hankin again. Look at this, look at the sidestep. Plays for Saracens. Oh, now can anybody catch this guy? He's got sprinting speed as well as handling ability. Oh, the lovely pick up by Josh Adams. Canters in under the crossbar. That's the 4th try for the Barbarians. It's the 6th of the evening. It's Heriot's 12, BaaBaas 24.
Crowd pleasing, Bill. A very dainty kick inside, and then the fortunate with the bounce that it went directly into the BaaBaas player's hands.
That was a great Barbarian try, just sweeping up the touchline. Started off by number 7, former England under-20s cap, Matt Hankin, in the Saracens senior squad this season. He's come in from the academy, and he'll be pleased with that effort. So here's Aled Thomas, who's played for Wales at 7-a-sides as well, just chipping that conversion through. Heriot's 12, Barbarians 26, and the stopwatch tells me that they've played 25.5 minutes of the first half.
I've been impressed with Jamie Syme, Bill, Heriot's look forward here. Very good ball carrier, but also has a great awareness of the offloading in the tackle and knowing when his hands are free to deliver the passes.
Scott MacLeod safe as houses under that high ball. Remember how he used to take the ball in the line out for Scotland and for Hawick before that. And of course he's with Newcastle Falcons at the moment.
He's looking a bit more like a rock star than a rugby player, with the long hair swaying in the wind. But
he's always had that sort of hairstyle, that shoulder length hair.
He was a very good basketball player when he was school.
Very good. And a good golfer. Yeah, he's got rhythm and timing. But I always appreciated the way that he fought for line-out ball, and he was very secure in the line-out. Here's another scrum then. This is just on the Barbarians 22. This is Graham Wilson with the put-in. Mustard with a strike, Hill with a pick-up. Along the line it goes. Edwards, better running there by Heriots, and then finally Liam Steele got kind of bundled in the tackle. And who can get the ball out of there? Heriots can. Nathan Burrell, number 1 in the back of his white jersey. Oh, there's a brick wall there for Stuart Mustard to run into. Here goes Jason Hill again. Hill's got very good footwork. Heriots pressing. Lovely pass to Ritchie. Graham Wilson at his best there. Turned over by the BaaBaas. This is where they're dangerous. Ross along the line. Here goes this fella Hankin again. Look at him go. Matt Hankin. Whoops, there we are. Support from Gordon Ross. The wee backhander there to Thomas. Wonderful rugby. Gordon Ross the link. Pritchard will finish it off. Here goes James Pritchard, the 35-year-old, belying all his years and scoring try number 5 for the Barbarians, the 7th of the evening. It's Heriot's 12, Barbarians 31.
Rugby can be a very hard game, and poor Charlie Simpson there did everything he possibly could as the last line of defence. This man with great skill and speed running straight at him, cut inside. He managed to bring him to the floor and a small offload pass, and it's a try.
And this, we're getting celebrated in rugby for this celebration, of course, when this is what this game is all about tonight. It's all about the 125 years that Heriot's rugby have been in existence, and it's 125 years since Percy Carpmail got the Barbarians up and running. He used to play for Blackheath and Cambridge University. 1890 they started, and I think it's quite appropriate that Aston Crowell, who wears number 1 for the BaaBaas tonight, plays his rugby at Blackheath, which was Percy Carpmail's original club. Pritchard chips it over, not a problem. Heriot's 12, 33 for the Barbarians. Gary.
Yeah, And even though the Barbarians run a try in there, Bill, from very deep in their own half, Heriots should be encouraged in the fact that, you know, they took the ball forward, played it well, interpassing, timing of the pass very good. They're showing a lot of skill level.
Tremendous jump and take there again by the Barbarians, and here it comes. They're so dangerous. Nakelevuki, the big Fijian, somebody's got to grab him, and he's brought down Thomas now. Look at the support play. Pritchard, the try scorer. Max Learmonth got in well on Nakelevuki there. There goes Kieran Lowe, brought into the ground well there by Jamie Syme. Good experience here for Syme. Great running by Chris Morgan for the BaaBaas. That one almost eluded. That was Chris Jones, the number 8 with the scrum cap on. Yeah, just a wee knock on there by Heriot, fighting very hard for possession, but just in their efforts knocking it on.
Bill, the Barbarians forwards, the delivery of the ball and the tackle when they have to lay it on the floor is so good. It makes rucking or mini rucks so much easier, and then leads directly to quick ball, which enables the Barbarians' backs to take full advantage of the advantages that they have been given.
Here comes the scrummage. Pick up again there by Jones, the England international. Grayson Hart goes. He's been playing for Gala on the 7th circuit, Grayson Hart, so he's full of running and very fit. And there goes Graham Wilson along the line. Typical Heriot's rugby, kind of throwing caution to the wind. Chance here for Charlie Simpson. Colin Gowdy now. Simpson again. They've got to make the ball do the work. In goes Hankin. The Saracens wing forward for Barbarians. Edwards. Oh, there's a change of tactic. The long kick away downfield. Gordon Ross away back for it. He's got Pritchard to his left, but he goes up the touchline side. Oh, the wee chip over the top. Will he gather it? No, he won't. I think Jason Hill got there first. Heriot's 12, Barbarians 33, and they've played 31 minutes in the first half. Here's Charlie Simpson again. Had a spell with Aurillac, then he came back to Heriot's this season. Look at Pritchard, so full of rugby, these guys. Then taken on by Aston Crowell, the Blackheath player. Played for England Counties against Scotland, I think it was. Scotland club. Now a wee bit of kicking creeping into the game. Our legs beginning to tire and lungs beginning to run on empty or half empty.
When they were going back from that last kick from Heriot's, I thought the Barbarians forwards were looking as if they were tiring slightly, but they've picked the pace up again, as we're seeing.
Grayson Hart, and who's this? This is this man, Botha again. This tall, rangy Chrysander Botha is away over 6 feet. He's been capped 29 times for Namibia, and that is his 4th try of the evening. Heriot's 12, BaaBaas 38. Now this conversion is quite far out on that stand side. There's a wee murmur, you may not be able to hear it, but perhaps you can pick it up on our effects mic. A wee murmur from the crowd on the far side. I think they're appreciating the speed and the opportunism of Chrysander Botha, the 26-year-old from Namibia. He plays his rugby with Scotsman Murray Lowe down at Exeter Chiefs. And he was good enough to play for the Golden Lions in South Africa, so he's a useful player. Here is Aled Thomas with the conversion. This would add another couple of points for the Barbarians, but it's gone wide. So there we are, Heriot's 12, Barbarians 38, and Botha has scored 1, 2, 3, 4, that's his 5th try.
8 minutes or so before half time now, Bill, and it's nice to see Heriot's again get some possession. But the one thing Heriot are having to do is, because they're faced with this hugely physical side of skillful professional players, they're having to commit so many more players to the breakdown than they would probably normally have to do up rugby in Scotland level, which means they're under immense pressure the whole time, and if there is a turnover, they're exploited very quickly.
And just to set the record right, that was in fact Botha's 4th try, not his 5th. I was getting carried away with the scoring prowess of this young lad. Right, Keith Buchan has come on for Charlie Simpson. He's wearing number 22. There he is out in front of us. And here goes Grayson Hart. Oh, Heriot, there's nobody there fast enough to catch the Edinburgh International scrum half. He's just too nippy. That was a great solo effort there by Grayson Hart, and Heriots are kind of gasping here. The whole thing has just been played at a lick and a pace and with precision, which they cannot match at the moment. It's the club side against the invitational side, of course, and one might expect that.
Indeed, but very demoralising for Heriot when tries like that start to slip through your fingers. They're a good scrummage, small mistake, didn't control the ball, and in the blink of an eye, it's a try.
Heriot's guys just taking a drink of water on it. It is really very, very warm here tonight. It's been a glorious day in Scotland and in the capital here. Pritchard adds the conversion. 12 points to 45 now, Barbarians lead. Pritchard's had a good night. What's that, 11 points he's scored?
I think it also says a lot, Bill, for the way the Barbarians are continuing with this match, and the standard they're playing it to lives up to all the traditions of the jersey they know they're winning, know they're playing in, sorry. And they're just not dropping the pace at all.
No, they're keeping it going, and I wonder if Heriots have got half an eye towards Saturday's big game against Melrose in the Premiership playoff. Perhaps they have. I dare say that Phil Smith, the Heriots coach, will want to keep his players rotating and not play them all too long. He'll want to leave them with a little bit of freshness for the weekend to come.
Again, Bill, at that breakdown, Heriots had to commit so many people to retaining the possession they went in with. When it came out, there were very few options left for the back division to use, as in runners and such like.
Liam Steele pops it out to Nathan Burrell. That was a great pass there, and a lovely run by Burrell. Opportunity here for Heriots. Big Struan Cessford goes. Look at him, the big 19-stoner. Gosh, I wouldn't like him to fall on top of me. And then a nice take there by Russell Nimmo of a whizzing pass. Heriots have a half chance now. There goes Jamie Syme. Nimmo there, yes, he reaches out. That's a great score for Russell Nimmo. And it gets a warm round of applause from the Heriot support. It's 17-45, the Barbarians well ahead, but that's a very good try there by Russell Nimmo.
Yeah, very good, Bill, and it'll give them some encouragement heading towards the end of this half and to take on to the second half. Managed to get the ball touched down at the base of the post, and as the laws say, if you touch it at the base of the post, even though it's on the post protector, the try is awarded.
Graham Wilson with the conversion, just popping it over the crossbar, over the wall, away at the back there of Goldenacre. 19-45. Barbarians go ahead, well ahead. So we've had, let me see, that's the 10th 10th try of the evening. Unbelievable. Heavens, it's like sevens. I always enjoy seven-a-side competitions in the sense that you get about 100 tries per competition, you know, and if one game isn't very good, then these fellas get heaved off and you bring the next set of gladiators on. But we don't have that tonight, but we're still getting the tries, and these fellas are providing us with great entertainment. and celebrating 125 years of Barbarian rugby and Heriot's rugby. Burrell did well to take that ball, tackled by McLeod. Here goes Stuart Edwards. Oh, dispossessed, and again picked up there by the Heriot's cover. They're under a bit of pressure, just the sheer bulk and pace of the Barbarians. I think that was Jack McLean putting out a rocket pass. And David Chang Leng's whistle indicates the end of the first period of this game, which has been high scoring by any standards, because at the turn Heriots are trailing Barbarians. It's Heriots 19, Barbarians 45. Wow, Gary, we've had 10 tries.
10 tries, a feast of rugby on a night that you're saying there how much you enjoy Sevens, Bill, but lots of those Barbarians tries actually were coming from the Sevens circuit. You know, they were just individual players finding a bit of space, and they were gone and running either the quarters of the length of the field or from half the field.
So well-deserved break on the field there for the Barbarians, who will be quite pleased with their first half effort. They've scored 7 of these 10 tries. Let's just go through them. Bota, numbers 1, 2 and 3. And then Adams, Josh Adams, the wee Welsh winger, scored a try. James Pritchard, the Canadian fullback, got in the act. Botha scored his 4th. And then there was that long breakaway by Grayson Hart. I'm just trying to remember which was the try which was set up by this fella, Matt Hankin, which went the length. Was it Pritchard's?
It was, Bill. That was just...
I think it was.
The
Great Barbarian try.
Yeah, the simple, when he won possession in his own 22, he took off, broke a couple of tackles, but it was the determination. We could see it, you know, on his face as he passed our commentary box here. They're taking nothing for granted. There's no slackness about the Barbarians at all. They're fully committed to what they're doing, and that's you know, a great reward for the Heriots club, that players are prepared to come here and play them and show them give them that respect and show them that intensity.
Gary, I'm going to come to you in just a second and ask you about some of the great Barbarian players you played alongside, but here tonight are some of the, you know, in the crowd tonight, and part of the organising committee are Ian Milne and his brother Kenny, David Milne, and the great Ken Scotland I was speaking to before. Now here's an interesting thing. Ken Scotland was playing what, away back in the 1950s? I was saying to him, what was your weight when you played fullback for Scotland? He says, when I was fit, I was 11 stones 2 pounds. Now, who plays international or even club rugby at 11 stones 2 pounds now? Nobody.
Well, I was recently speaking to Billy Steele, whose son Liam is playing tonight.
Yes, indeed. Billy
was 1971's lion winger out there, and he told me a recent Boroughmuir match that he was 10.5 stone when he played in the wing for Scotland. 10.5 stone. Can you imagine marking John Olomo or somebody like that?
Billy Steele was 10.5 stones. Goodness me, I was speaking to him just the other week up here as well. Interesting. Tell me about some of the Barbarian players you played with.
They were in Wales, so there was quite a majority of the Welsh boys inside, but just to get one game beside Robert Jones and Jonathan Davis, Mark Ring and some of these players, and there was quite a few of the West Country English players there as well. Webb, the English fullback, was there because of the the Bristol connection and such like. David Young, who's now currently I think he's the French Barbarians coach or something. He was recently there, but to rub shoulders with these guys, out with, if you're not lucky enough to go on a Lions tour, the BaaBaas is one of the few occasions that you get the chance to play from some of the guys from the home nations and rub shoulders with them.
And you toured where? Down into Wales, which has always been one of the sort of Easter trips that the Barbarians used to do. I'm not sure if they do that nowadays.
No, they haven't done that for a number of years, Bill. The Easter tour was the traditional BaaBaas signature tune, if you like. I think Norrie Rowan, the old Scotland prop, I think he went on about 4 Easter tours, but I think that would be for the tour rather than for the rugby in Norrie's case. But in those days they played Pernath on the Friday, Cardiff on the Saturday, had a golf match on the Sunday, and went along to play Swansea on the Monday afternoon of the Easter weekend.
So it was a business and a lot of pleasure. A lot of pleasure and great camaraderie, I would imagine, as well.
Fantastic. Norrie was actually telling me the story that Jean-Pierre Rives, the great French flanker, was on that tour he was on, and he said within 5 minutes of the first match, the commitment that Jean-Pierre Rives had shown to playing in the BaaBaas strip, he was committed to everything, and so even the Frenchmen show great dexterity in playing for this great side.
Gary, this is the most gorgeous evening here at Goldenacre, as those who are watching on their televisions can see. It begs the question, what about summer rugby? Is that a goer, or is that just going to be too much of an upheaval?
I think summer rugby for the professional sides is definitely the way forward, because the game's becoming so two-tier now. There's the professional game and there's the amateur game. I can't honestly see it being a good thing for the amateur game in Scotland, in the fact that these players have other lives, golf, cricket, whatever else they like to do, or even just a family life in some better weather. But even in itself, if the professional sides move to summer rugby, that might open up a lot more coverage, TV and media coverage, for the club game in Scotland, for the amateur side. So that itself, it might lend itself to a better system.
Okay, well, we are just about ready to get the second half underway. All we need is a referee and a couple of assistant referees, and they've been enjoying their cup of tea and their biscuit too much. But eventually the Chang Lang brothers come out. David is refereeing. Malcolm is the touch judge now, the assistant ref on this side. And on the far side, it is Digby Thomas. There have been one or two personnel changes. I can see one or two down here. And we'll just maybe pick them up as the game develops. But Ben Cogley's on for Heriot. So I can see Gregor McNeish is on. Keith Buchan has come on. And is Aled Summerhill on, number 23. Alan Brown, the big lad from Dundee. There's big Alan just on the left there. Number 17 in the back of his Barbarian shirt. He'll be looking forward very much to getting involved in this. Okay, game underway, second half. And it's Barbarians have the ball right at the start. James Eddy thumping in there, the Glasgow professional. Scotland's sevens player as well, of course, James. A very good one. Look at this, look at the thump and the oomph as the BaaBaas get in. Ali Price is scrum half for the Barbarians. Now there's James Eddy, here's Scott McLeod. This is the Chrysander Bota. Back to Eddy again, chucks off like a big collie dog shaking itself dry. Gets Chris Milligan and throws him down. Scott McLeod ripping and tearing. Kieran Lowe trying the backhander. Gordon Ross manages the orthodox. Wee sidestep there by Aled Thomas, who's done some very nice running for Barbarians. Pritchard. Pick and drive by BaaBaas, just wanting to clear Heriot's out the road. That was, I think, Laurie McGlone of Cornish Pirates having a wee stab up the side there. Oh, chance here again. Bota. Oh, he's not going to get another try, is he? Look at this guy. Pace, strength. Is he in at the corner? No, but Scott McLeod may well be. McLeod is over. Set up for him by Chrysander Bota, the Namibian international, and Scott McLeod gets the try. And so it is now Heriot's 19, Barbarians 50.
Very good support play from Scott McLeod. The forward in the back line did what he's been coached to do in the past, which is, as a forward in the back line, give it to the speed merchants. The speed merchant made the ground, and then Scott received the reward by having the return pass and scoring the try.
Absolutely great running there by Bota, who's deceptively fast on this right flank. And here is Aled Thomas. Heriot's taking on drinks behind the try line and behind the goalposts at the moment as Thomas eyes this one up.
I think James Eddy has has played for two teams, as he's got a different colour of sock on either
That's
leg.
a lovely kick. A lovely kick.
Successful conversion by Aaron Thomas to score. Hayes 19, Barbarians 52.
There's Gregor McNeish getting things underway again for Heriots. 3 minutes played in the second half. Look at Big Brown go, Big Alan Brown, 34 years young. Here's Scott McLeod, another one, as they say, on the wrong side of 30, but looking very fit and full of running. Scoreboard away to the right, 1952 it says, and Heriot's on the receiving end, and they'll be hoping that they're not on the receiving end on Saturday when they play Melrose in the BT Premiership playoff final. And that kicks off at 3 o'clock our time here, and we'll be covering that game. It'll be coming to you online, another of these live streams that we're able to do nowadays, bringing you all the action, all the comment, and just inviting people to come and watch. If they're not able to get down, perhaps you can do it at home or wherever you happen to be with a computer. Amazing modern technology. Here's the throw in for Heriot. Right over the tail. Not the best one, was it? Thomas again. And then the big lad Nakelevuki with the Exeter Chiefs socks on. Here goes Hankin, the Saracen. James Eddy. Has he got his Glasgow socks on there? I think he has. He's got a red one and a blue and white one on. He'll probably have another pair just like it at home. See Heriot just being bashed back there, Gary, by the sheer physicality of the Barbarians. Lovely hands by Gordon Ross, the take and the give. Here's Matt Hankin again. Look at that pass. Kieran Lowe, the wee rebound, picked up, and there goes Pritchard. This is Ali Price, the Glasgow scrum half. Pritchard again. Look, the runners are there. Alan Brown fancies his chances. Oh, he's knocked it on. Colin Gowdy could go the distance because he is fast. Gowdy does have pace. Can he get away from Nakelevuki? Yes, he can. No tackle. Colin Gowdy, open field. Oh, and a great pick-up. Waves his hands in triumph. That's a great score for Colin Gowdy. He's been a grand servant for Heriots, and he'll enjoy the memory of that try against the Barbarians.
Absolutely, Bill, and he's receiving a tremendous ovation from the centre of the stalwarts in the stand opposite us here, and showed some real ton of speed there, and well done to him.
He controlled it and he picked it up, and one of the difficult skills in rugby is picking up the ball which is rolling away from you. The good players do it. Lots of club players knock it on. I've done it myself, Gary. You may not believe it, but I have. But Colin Gowdy made a very good job of that. Now this is Gregor McNeish, former of Dunfermline. Here it comes. Let's see how that one goes. That's got plenty height and distance, but it's just wide.
But that will give Heriot tremendous encouragement. There's still, a good half an hour of this match to go, and as long as they feel they're contributing to the match, then they'll be up for it.
Malcolm Chang Leng trots back, earpiece in, running the touchline on this side, and his brother David in the centre in that pink top. Twins, of course. It's only now that I've known them for about 30 years that I can sort them out one from the t'other. Here's Gordon Ross, captain of the Barbarians tonight. Oh, that looked like a wee obstruction there by was that Scott McLeod? No, it wasn't. Kieran Lowe, his colleague in the second row, just roughing up the Heriots guy who was about to catch the ball.
Gordon Ross has impressed me tonight, Bill. He's looking very, very fit, and he's showing such an appetite still for the game of rugby at the age of 37.
And he's 37, but he's so fit.
Yeah.
Here they go again. Here's Harry Boisseau in this wing. In come the reinforcements. Chris Mulligan. Oh, chance there. That was Max Learmonth almost away. And that big citizen, number 18 for the Barbarians, you can see down there, is Titi Lamositelli, who's been capped for America 8 times and plays his rugby now at the Saracens. Now look at the size of him, and he's only 19. Next to Scott McLeod, right in front of Scott McLeod there. Number 18 for the Barbarians. Oh, they've got one of these fancy moves. McLeod got it. Oh, his own man. Look at the dexterity there. That was great. One of their wee fancy moves. Pritchard at the far side. This laddie, Josh Adams, can go. He can run a bit. Former Wales under-20s player. Here it comes back across the field. Vintage Barbarians rugby. Alan Brown taking it on. The Randonian. Not quite sure what that pen, did you see what that was for, Gary? Was it not rolling away or something like that? Aye, not rolling away, David Chang Leng indicates. So here's a wee fancy move. Now let's watch what develops here. They'll have been up till about 3 o'clock in the morning working on this.
I don't know whose idea this was.
Not. Look at this. Look at this. Where's the ball going? Oh, there it is. It's Hankin who's got it. And now he hasn't, and Heriots have turned him over. Celebratory rugby.
That's an old move that the Australia used to do, Bill, which is called up the jumper, which everybody turns their back and they pretend it's going up somebody's jumper and all run away in different directions.
Great fun.
It's in games such as these that these little things can be done, and it's crowd pleasing.
Yeah, in a way, but that's not very rugby. It's entertaining the crowd, play rugby.
We've had 12 tries in this game, unbelievably. I mean, it really has licked along. 8 by the Barbarians, 4 by Heriots. The last one was the Colin Gowdy score, the long kick ahead by Colin Gowdy, and the pick-up of the ball as it rolled away from him towards the try line. The hand aloft in triumph, just to indicate that he'd cracked it, as they say, he'd done it.
Yeah. On the technical aspect of that, Bill, you're saying about picking the ball up, but to get your foot to the ball is the big thing. Your lead foot, get it as close to the ball as you can and stabilise your balance over the ball before you ever try to attempt to pick it up.
Ali Price to Gordon Ross. Here's Nakele Vuki breaking through it well. Oh, was there some crossing there? I think David Chang Leng is suggesting it goes to the TMO, but we can tell you, those of you who are watching our transmission from Goldenacre, there is no TMO tonight. So, David, you're on your own, Mr. Referee. There's Ali Price, 21 for the Barbarians, a young lad with a very good future at Glasgow Rugby. And alongside him, number 20, David Somerville for Heriots. Just taking time to get the scrum. I think David Chang Leng wants them to have a breather as much as anything. Heriots 25, Barbarians 52, and 11 minutes of the second half have been played.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Bill, to see how Heriots come out of this match based on the fact that they've got Melrose in the cup final on Saturday, because they really have to put it to bed, I think. It's so easy to enter this and then maybe carry that on to the next game. The next game's about winning the Championship of Scotland for the season, and it'll be a completely different mentality, I would think, or mental approach that will be required.
Heriots scrumming a bit of disarray there. Here's a chance again. Up goes one of the big forwards. And JP Ward stands sort of guard over it. Nice running there by McNeish. Wee flat pass there to one of his teammates. Oh, is that a breakaway by... This is Josh Adams. Colin Gowdy's going to have to scamper there. Oh, and the ball just eludes the Barbarian winger. 22 dropout, David Chang Leng, tonight's referee says. And Heriots breathe a wee sigh of relief. It's 25-52 in the Barbarians' favour. We've had 12 tries, and there have been some great scores. And still the sun beating down on Goldenacre on this lovely late April evening. McNish with a high dropout. Well taken for Barbarians away in the far side. Didn't quite see who that was. Here's Gordon Ross and here's James Pritchard, the Canadian. Oh, he's having a great night. Look at this laddie go. Laddie, he's 35. Look at Pritchard go. There's the interception. Here it comes. Greg, that was David Somerville, I think. Yes, I was right. And another chance here. Thomas with that flickering sidestep of his just waltzes in for yet another score for the Barbarians. Aled Thomas, the 30-year-old from Gloucester, Wales 7's exponent, and that is try number 9 for the Barbarians, and it takes the score to Heriot's 25, Barbarians 57. Wow, just pressure, and then that incisive run by the Canadian fullback James Pritchard, setting it up for Thomas to finish off.
The score, Bill, becomes irrelevant. It's the celebration of game, and it's the skill factor that the crowd are being treated to here tonight that's fantastic. And you know, we've still got a bit more to enjoy.
Now James Pritchard, who's had a very good evening because he scored a try earlier on and is converted, had 3 conversions so far, 4 now, and that takes it 25-59. As you say, Gary, the score is actually irrelevant at the moment. It's just the celebration of the game and the scoring of the tries, the execution of them, which is good to watch and which the crowd is enjoying. I dare say the Edinburgh faithful would enjoy seeing Heriot score a few more and run them a bit closer, but we'll see what happens.
But the experience, as far as the Heriot players are concerned, to play against this quality of opposition is maybe a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Here go the Barbarians again. Chris, that was Laurie McGlone. Oh, this is great running. Nobody's going to catch this lad. Adams is in. That's another try for the Barbarians, and they're running Heriot's ragged at this moment in time. They are just so skillful, and they've got that extra gear. 25-64. And now we've got 25 minutes of the second half remaining. 15 minutes gone. And I dare say James Pritchard will take his time with this conversion and let everybody get their puff back. Players having a wee chat as they stand under the goal post, and I know Heriot's have put on a lot of well, not junior players, but they've rotated their pool of players, so you may see someone wearing a number 8 jersey, but it's not Jason Hill who started in it, and it's all to give people, there's the conversion attempt, that's gone wide, it's all to give the players an outing in this celebration game, and also to leave them with not being too exhausted, because they've got this big game coming up on Saturday, which I've mentioned a couple of times. Heriot's against Melrose here at Goldenacre, 3 o'clock this Saturday, and it's the BT Premiership final. Now off goes Stuart Mustard, who's had 17 years with Heriot's and gets a warm round of applause. He led the team tonight, just to recognise his great service to the club. Well taken there by James Eddy for the Barbarians. Price whips the ball away to Gordon Ross. Heriot's trying to get up very quickly amongst the opposition. Oh, that's a better tackle there. Not releasing in the tackle. Here they come. Heriot's half. Oh, you see how quickly they're just bowled over Scott McLeod. He was never the bulkiest of flock forwards, but it's amazing. He turns the scales at 17.5 stones, which is still, you know, a big, powerful man. Just belted that Herioter off the ball. Somerville leading it out, taken on here by one of the replacement props. I think it's Murray McCallum, the Scotland under-20s player. In go Heriots again, JP Ward, John Patrick Ward, and they concede the penalty this time. What's going to happen now? Guess. Hankin. Price. Ross along the line. That was number 22. That was Ian McKinney. I think I'm right saying that. Just see if that is Ian McKinney. 19 there was Laurie McGlone, the big fella who's come on as a second half replacement. Here's Ali Price trying to sidestep his way through. And this is our American friend Titi Lamusitelli. Plays for the Saracens and America. And that is Dundee's Alan Brown. There he goes in again. Look at him hit that maul. 18 stones of him. And the big fella standing at the back and picking the ball out is Chrysander Botha, who has scored 4 tries, I think, already this evening. 3 tries. Oh, and there's a chance here for Heriot. Chris Mulligan goes away. That's a fine score. Listen to the applause. 30 points to 64, but that's going to give Heriots a wee bit heart and a wee bit encouragement.
I'm so pleased for Heriots in the way that the Barbarians are still playing the game. You know, they're playing full of intensity. They're giving everything priority. They're not trying to embarrass opposition in any way, because they're showing them due respect and playing them in the standard of the game as it should be.
Now I think is that Stuart Mustard who kicked the conversion. Surely some mistake, as they say. I think it is. Goodness me, I thought they'd gone off. They must have come back on again. Yeah, there you go, I was right. It is. Oh, there you are. I can just hear him in years to come. I remember the day I kicked the conversion against the Barbarians at Goldenacre. How nice. 32-64, the Barbarians ahead. And it is in fact 31-64, my mistake, a little addition error here. 31-64. Here come the Barbarians. Gordon Ross leads it out. That was Aled Summerhill, number 23. And we'll keep an eye on number 22 with the black helmet on. We'll tell you when he gets the ball, because this is an interesting character, Ian McKinney. There's Ali Price, Gordon Ross. Here's Botha, spied a gap, but is well wrapped up there by Harry Boisseau. There's the big lad, Laurie McGlone, charging through for Barbarians. Oh, is he there? I think he is. Yep, Laurie McGlone scores. Heriot's got one back. The Barbarians go further ahead. 31-69.
No substitute for power and pace, Bill, and this Barbarian side have it in abundance.
21 minutes played in the second half. Drinks being taken. It's a bit like a cricket match, isn't it? You know, drinks being taken in between overs. There's Scott McLeod. You may see him just near the kicker, almost having a shower, pouring a bottle of water over his head. Extremely warm here tonight in sunny Edinburgh. And I don't know where all of you are watching, but no doubt we'll find out in the fullness of time. Oh, there's Pritchard's kick gone in off the upright. 31-71. But we're having a lovely day here in Scotland. Glorious weather. Great for this celebration game of 125 years of rugby at Heriot's FP and at the Barbarians. Both of them formed in 1890. That's a lovely wee jinky run there by Gregor McNeish. is trying to catch them, but he's been dispossessed. You see, there's the power of them all, taken on by, is that Lamusiteli? Then Neil Cochrane, Edinburgh's hooker, professional player. Here's another one, Ali Price, missing out McKinney. Here goes James Eddy. Eddie likes nothing better than to bang and thump the opposition, and he's done just that. There's McKinney, Ian McKinney of Viadana. Now, he's an interesting character in the sense that he lost an eye in a training incident almost 5 years ago, and he plays his rugby with goggles on. This is a trial by the Rugby World, or World Rugby rather. There he goes again, look, latching onto that ball, and to his eternal credit, he's made a comeback to play and enjoying his time with the Barbarians and being recognised for his efforts. Lamusiteli goes on, this young American, and then this Scotsman picks it up. That was Chris Morgan. He's the Cornish pirate. Here's McKinley again. Look at that, lovely passing out along the line. Aled Summerhill, he's a Cardiff player, Summerhill, lying on the ground there and just getting himself up. You see the dark blue and light blue socks there of number 23, Aled Summerhill. That's the Cardiff colours. The white one may be his junior club, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Gordon Ross takes the penalty, eases his colleagues downfield towards Heriot's 22.
Even the BaaBaas are beginning to feel it now. Bill, that's Gordon just knocking it along the touchline just to give his forwards a breather, set it up again and kick on.
Lengthening shadows here at Goldenacre. 7:10 in the evening here. And Neil Cochrane about to throw in for the Barbarians. Long one to this. Oh, look at that! A twist and a spin. And it's McKinley rather, who gets the ball. Here goes Ali Price, waltzing and dancing. This is good stuff from Gregor McNeish. Scott McLeod intercepts. And one of the Barbarians just a wee bit ambitious there with an overhead tap, and it went straight into touch. Heriot's get the line out.
It's a bit surprising, Bill. We haven't had a try for about 5 minutes. It's
I know what's going wrong. We get tries every 2 or 3 minutes in this game. Big jump from McGlone for the number 19 for the BaaBaas. Here come Heriots again. Big Ben Cogley. JP Ward takes it up for Heriots. That's a long pass. Well, there's Liam Steele in the middle of the field, but you see how quickly he's wrapped up there and held up as well. Gordon Ross in the tackle, as was Ian McKinley. Lamusiteli, out it goes again to Adams, and the young Welsh winger just pacing in, striding in for another try. That's his hat-trick. 31-76.
I think Heriots, if they were to pick their heads up and have a look at the BaaBaas defence, the BaaBaas defence are flying up in the middle of the field and led by the outside winger as well, which is leaving a huge amount of space behind their first line of defence, and that is probably where the ball needs to be played. Heriots by now have entered the game where the Barbarians are handling everything, so they handle everything, and it's not always the thing that's required.
Okay, out in the field, I think that's Aled Thomas, who's going to be playing for the Scarlets next season. He's leaving Gloucester to go to the Scarlets, and this kick's about, what, 25 metres round there or thereabouts. perfect kicking conditions. Not a breath of wind, and that one was quite straightforward for Thomas.
Big test of character now for Heriot. You know, we don't want to see them start falling off of tackles, even though they're very tired, immensely tired. You know, hope they hold their enterprise together and do themselves justice.
Quick hands there, lovely hands by the Barbarian, the take and the give. McKinley was involved in that. Here's Lamusitele. Gosh, he likes his rugby. Look at this bundle of energy, this ball of fire. And away go the Barbarians. That looks like Ali Price down that far side, and it is. And Price goes in for the Barbarians' 13th try of the match. Not that that really matters, but it was another well-worked try. And the young fella, the American, Titi Lamusitele, did the bulk of the running.
I'm afraid it was just what we mentioned there before. They're starting to fall off tackles, and if that happens, I'm afraid it's a one-way direct line to tries.
I think they may have run out of numbers on the scoreboard, or maybe they're waiting to see if the conversion goes over.
I think we're definitely running out of superlatives to say about the tries that we're seeing, Bill, because the skill factor is just so high, and it's not because the opposition are so weak. It's just, you know, as I said at the early part of the commentary, good players make things look so easy.
Yeah. There's Pritchard again from wide out. Ooh, I tell you what, this Canadian, there he is running back. Number 15 in the back of his Barbarian ship. He has made his mark tonight with some lovely goal kicking. The conditions are perfect for goal kickings. There's not a breath of wind. The turf is firm and dry, but you still have to get it over. 31-85. And that conversion by Pritchard took the Barbarians up to 85. And Gordon Ross, to his great credit, has steered the ship beautifully tonight. Linking and not doing too much of the running himself. It's all been take and give and beautifully flighted and weighted passes.
In my opinion, Bill, Gordon was too quickly dismissed from international rugby.
Yeah.
I think he still had a lot to offer when he played. He had some very sound, positive games for Scotland.
Crowd just buzzing with the enjoyment of watching some of these fine rugby players just strutting their stuff, so to speak, here at Goldenacre. Down into the shade, away to our left, and away to my extreme left I can see Edinburgh Castle away in the distance.
For the Edinburgh crowd as well, Bill, I mean, I don't think the Barbarians will have played a 15-a-side game in Scotland for the last 10 or 15 years. The last time I remember them playing this when Melrose had their Centenary Sevens.
Long time. McGlone with a pick up at the tail of the line out for the BaaBaas, almost intercepted there. Not quite sure who got the interception. Here come Heriots again. Heriots are full of fight and they know what to do. They're just being, look, there's the wee awkward pass which didn't go to hand. Murray McCallum under a bit of pressure, and all because the pass wasn't well directed. But Heriots haven't given up the fight. They've played extremely well. They could do with another try. Ross moves it out along to McKinley. McKinley to Thomas. Thomas away over the top, and out on the side there is Aled Summerhill. Summerhill couldn't do much with that. Here goes Harry Boisseau. Quick line out for Heriots, and Boisseau has it. Or had. Yeah, they've got it. And away they go. Jack McLean. Oh, see just the power of the tackle there. Barbarian rugby, look at this. Cogley along the line. That was Neil Cochrane there in the move. And here's the big James Heady galloping up the stand side. Thomas the winger, a reverse pass. Cochrane, is it going to be Gordon Ross? No, his legs won't carry him there. He can't quite make it. He's kept the ball alive though. This could be the longest try of the match. Oh, look at this, great running. Aled Summerhill. That was a beautifully constructed try. I think if Gordon Ross had got it, Gary, the crowd would have risen to him, but it was Summerhill who finished it off.
Amazing piece of hitting the line at pace. I mean, he just hit that to perfection. An incredible amount of pace in his way to the line. And a very sympathetic pass. People don't understand it. It's very difficult to catch a ball when it's moving, say, in a spin pass at a tremendous speed. But so the giver of the pass has to feel and give a sympathetic pass to be able, a man at that speed coming onto the ball, to be able to catch it and control it.
Gordon Ross, who was in that movement but didn't get the try, adds the conversion. 31-92. Barbarians well ahead. Referee and assistants have had lots of running to do tonight. So have the players. Heriot might feel a wee bit downhearted, but they really shouldn't, because they're up against, in some cases, professional rugby players. And, you know, all of them very, very, well, they're all professional rugby players. And there's a difference in the conditioning and in the expertise, the skill level. Here goes Alan Brown, the big Dundonian. James Eddy. Oh, James Eddy will love a gallop on this lovely warm evening in the dry turf. Whoops, Gordon Ross, look, there's the wee general at work. There he is. There's Thomas, the Welshman.
Support.
Aled Thomas. And there's Alan Brown again. Hankin, the wing forward with a burst of pace. Chris Mulligan puts the tackle in. Oh, oohs and ahs from the crowd.
It virtually is sevens this now, Bill. The ball's changing hands every 2 seconds.
There's a wee chip over the top. That David Somerville there trying to, or maybe David McMaster, trying to take them further upfield. Penalty to Heriots. Let's see if they can get a score. We've got something like just over 5 minutes left of this second half. And we have seen 19 tries in this game so far. A wee breeze beginning to blow up now, coming in from behind us off the fourth. Scott McLeod puts a tackle in. Great take on again. Is that big Ben Cogley there?
Did incredibly well to stay on his feet.
Heriot's chance here. Pritchard, touchdown, 22. Just in front of Murray McCallum, I think it was, who was charging up after, but the Canadian fullback got back in time. Oh, here's some of their fancy dance stuff now. Oops. That's Matt Hankin with the ball in hand. Gordon Ross. Oh, through the legs and away we go. James Eddy. There's the professional, you see, just holding off a couple of club players in the speed of pass. Now, Tamusitele goes. Infield it goes. This is Summerhill. Foot on the line. Dave Chang-Leng looking a bit red-faced. The referee has had a lot to do. Oh, Gordon Ross was poaching. Here goes Tamusitele again. Oh no, it's Alan Brown. Brown is going to score. The Dundee High School FP player touches down. 97 points to 31. And David Chang-Leng blows his whistle. And that indicates full time. So you can hear the crowd in the background there, applauding the players as they come off. It's been a marvellous celebration of rugby by the guest side, the Barbarians. Players shake hands, of course. We've had 20 tries in the game, 15 by the Barbarians, as you might expect, 5 by Heriots. And so the celebration of 125 years of rugby at Goldenacre with Heriot's FP and with the Barbarians well and truly over. So we've enjoyed being here tonight, bringing you this broadcast. Can I just remind you once again, those who are listening, that it's Heriot against Melrose. We'll be bringing you that this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, the final of the BT Premiership final. And then, can I just thank our colleagues from Edinburgh College for their technical work here tonight, plus Heriot's and the Barbarians. Thanks Scottish Rugby TV, who have been instrumental in bringing this to you, and of course Investec, who are the sponsors of tonight's occasion. So there we are, Goldenacre, Gary, with the players just shaking hands and trooping off. And give me a final summary of this celebration of 125 years.
Well, Bill, I think for everybody who's turned up this evening and people who've been watching live online, a thoroughly enjoyable and entertaining experience, I would say. Some marvellous tries.
There we are, we've had 20 tries. Heriot's and the Barbarians. Heriot's 31, the Barbarians 97. So with that, as the sun sets behind the grandstand, it's good evening from Goldenacre.